Hello, I'm Ejecta1, and welcome back to Survival Let's Play series, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And yeah, alright, so, I'm Eject- Oh, and for those of you who are new, terrible speaking, as always, and if you're new around here, hi, hello, welcome, I'm Ejecta1, and you are the viewer, and this is my Survival Let's Play series. And, in today's video, I was in here, and, you might notice in my inventory, I have a little something to show. I did misspell that name. I'm terribly sorry. I just noticed that now. But, I have finally made Arturtlebutt's, boat story into the game. So, Arturtle, I already gave you a couple shoutouts, but, I guess I'll give you a third one because I finally got the book written. And, yeah. And that book is going to go in my library. And I will put it, how about we do it right there? Oh. There, the purple one. Arturtle, I hope you like that. So your book is now a part of my library, officially the first book in the library. And I might make a copy of it for something in the future. But we'll see. And, Butter's not in his room. I kind of tied him up here, so he's kind of forced to stay out here and socialize. So, yeah. But anyways, we have an episode to get to today. And in today's video, going to be a little bit more laid back. We are going to... And there's a zombie under my porch somewhere. But, yeah. Oh, and if you want to see the story, there is a link. There should be a pinned comment in one of my previous episodes where you can go read that. And I do highly recommend you go check it out. It's a really good story. And, yeah. Now, in this video, we're going to be taking a little bit of a... Well, we're not going to really be building anything, more destroying something. But it is a necessary evil. As you can see, there's this hill behind this building. I have come back here and almost finished this building. I don't know what I'll do with the roofs yet, so I'm just going to leave the roofs for now. But I have got this. I actually do need to bring this up by one more block, because you could see that's actually not the right way it's supposed to be. So I will be fixing that in the future. But I want to fix this area. Now this, if you don't know, so eventually this will be, I'm thinking of making this into my little seaside area. Let me get over here and show you. And I'm not going to fill this in yet because there's no reason to, because we're not going to use it yet for a while. So I figured out a use. But as you can see, there is a good spot of water here. And I was thinking, well, it would be kind of cool to have some boat ride attractions here. Like to have some kind of like, pirate ships or something you can get on. It's sort of an attraction. And I just think it'd be pretty cool. And, so yeah. But the problem is that we are facing, you can see that I'm standing on this hill. And it does, for one, it does make sense with the park. Or the Funland. I keep going back and forth. But, yeah. And it works well for hiding what's going on over there. But I don't want a hill there. I want a building or something. Because I want it to be where... So, for anyone new to the channel, or anyone watching in the future, I want to set it up to where, when you come in here, this Funland is kind of a forced perspective based build. So, you would come in and, you would see stuff, or you have little teasers of things, but you have to go around, you'd be forced to explore to go look at stuff. So, I want to set up a little boat attraction area over there, I'm thinking. Might be inspired by a certain short animation pilot, which, by the way, guys, I did talk about Port by the Sea in one of the episodes, which also, I think, Turtle was inspired by that story. Let me know if you were, because it sounds very similar. But you should go check that story out, by the way, if you haven't. It's called Port by the Sea, and it's a very good, it's a really well put together, it's only the pilot, but it's really good. It's very well put together. And, yeah, and by the way, go in the comments and, go in the comments of that video and go tell them that Ejecta1 sent you. It would help them out. It helps me out as well. So, yeah. But Yeah, so I want to have some kind of forced perspective. Now, the hill, I don't know what I'll put here, but I want to put something where, with this hill, it kind of does block off the water. And something of this height would be perfect for building of some sorts. But I can't keep this hill here. So, and I have not really worked on this today. I mean, I've been working on this today, but I've been kind of busy as well, so. But I did kind of dig out a little trench as to where I want to cut this. Because I want to work on cutting this area up into sections, just so it's not so big, which I guess that'd be the daily advice. If you're going to tackle a big project like what I'm doing here, let me turn that volume down. Yeah, if you're going to take on a big project like I'm doing, break up into sections. So, yeah. So my thinking is I'm probably going to... Well, I actually have to do something before I get to the actual boat area. But this hill is going to annoy me, so I'm just going to tear this out. Because it's going to annoy me until I do tear it out. So, yeah. So, I will just go ahead and cut this away, and I'll have a little chicken supervisor. So, yeah, my plan is to... So, I kind of want to explain a little... I guess in this video, I'll explain a little bit about what my plan is for how this... the future structure of the Funland will be. You've already seen, like, the entrance, and there will be a building on the other side. I just have not gotten to it. I will work my way over there. But... So I explained that this will be a port area, or sort of a boat area, where there'll be a bunch of, like, Funland style boats. And then this is the main area, or this is kind of the entrance area. And you come through here, and eventually, let me come over here. I know I'm supposed to be digging a hill, but I'll explain. So this area right here will actually be, I'll have a building or two here, kind of like Main Street in Disneyland, but it'll be my own take on it, I guess. But this will be made to where, there'll be some buildings on the sides, like it'll go down a little bit, and then it'll have a crossroads, just like in Main Street. If you have ever been there, if you've ever seen it, if you have been to Disneyland, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. I've been there like once, but that was a long time ago. But I want to have the side street where it crosses, and then that road will come out to here. So I just think that'd be really cool. So it's kind of like you have to kind of walk through the park. You're forced to explore. And you come around and you get to the boats and stuff, which I think would be really cool. So we'll have to see. But that is kind of the plan I'm working towards. Also, actually, because the buildings that are gonna go here, and then there'll actually be a bridge. There'll actually be an arch. I'm thinking like an arch bridge of sorts, like a small one. And then I'm thinking then maybe it will go here, or maybe it'll go here and then but there will be a bridge of sorts. And you might be wondering, well, why will there be a bridge in the middle of flat land? That is a plan. That is something that I have planned for the future that right now I can't tell you about. But if I can find a certain block, then I will do that. Then I will be able to build it. But I have to have that particular block in order to do it. And currently I don't have it, and I don't really have access to it, which means at some point we will have to explore. So yeah, but the plan will be there. But hopefully guys will stick tuned for that, and and also if you can, just as you can, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, could you take the subscribe button and smack it like I'm smacking this dirt around with a shovel. If you have a shovel, smack that subscribe button with it, see if it works. Don't break your screen, please. Then you can't watch more videos. But yeah, I'm just gonna dig out this hill. Probably won't get the whole thing done today, but you'll at least see what I'm working on right now. And that broke. And we're gonna go sleep really quick because But yeah. So that is more or less the plan to going forward with the park. And I'm kind of sort of making it up as I go along, just a little bit. Just I don't like to plan too far ahead because you never know what you're gonna find. So yeah, that would also be my one of my pieces of advice is, don't plan so far ahead, or make such specific plans that, like, because things can change, things happen, right? Like, yeah, like things change, things will happen. So that would be my advice. Now, I don't know what kind of building or what I'll put in place of this hill. I have no idea. I think what I will do is I'll build all that stuff out, and then I'll come back to where this hill is, and sort of let what the surrounding areas kind of let the surrounding areas kind of judge what this building here, whatever's gonna go here, because I do want to have something that goes here that will sort of block the view from the front entrance. So basically, I think it'd be really cool because then you could see the masts of the ships, like maybe a pirate ship where you could see the masts, but you can't fully see the boat. But you would get the idea from a distance, like, oh, hey, there's boats there. How do we get to the boats? Well, you got to go all the way around, and it just makes it more interesting. And that'd be a piece of advice. That's actually something I learned from Flip, if you're familiar with his channel. But one of the things he suggested in one of his videos was, if you're gonna make paths, well, I guess there's another tip for making paths, but it kind of contradicts the other tip I made for paths. But the thing is that I would say if you're gonna go for like a lower base path, now my advice for paths was you should make a path that goes straight to the thing, or it should be a path that follows the natural, where the natural path that you walk is in Minecraft. So, like, if I keep going from this hill over to there, and I want to make a path, I should make a path that follows that exact spot, because obviously it makes sense, right? Because you wouldn't make a path that you're never going to walk on. But in terms of something that's more for fun, or a more structured thing like what I'm doing here, it does help where if you have like paths that force you to maybe go around something, or isn't just like one big square block, it gives you that ability to where, because if I could just see straight down, it kind of makes it boring on a road or on a path. So versus if you cut off things, or if you give hints to things, but you have to explore to see them, adds sort of to the wonder and the lore of it. So, and I know it kind of contradicts what I said in one of my previous videos about making paths, but it does so in terms of so if you're gonna do like an area where it's like, so this area is meant to be this area is not meant to be super efficient, like that path there is meant to be efficient. It's meant to get you from one place to the other as quickly as possible. I will have to redesign it as well, but it serves a purpose. Whereas the paths here in the Funland are more for fun. Like they're not really meant to serve a purpose. Like I'm not going to go over here for a farm or anything. So, like I said, just kind of consider how you go about paths with that, because that would be my advice. I guess that's my building tip for the day. Is it kind of contradicts my other tip a little bit, but it kind of doesn't, simply because it's a way to, again, it depends on what you're building. I'm not going to tell you how to build and how not to build, but that's just kind of it's kind of path psychology, I guess. Like, if you're going to do a path that serves a purpose, like let's say, I make a path that goes from this hill to, straight to the base because I need to be able to go back and forth there. Well, then the path should follow your natural path, or like the path you basically, like, think of like how you get from one place to the other normally in your Minecraft world, and basically mark out a path based around that. So it's like then you actually follow the natural path, right? But if you're doing something like this where it's like, we're not putting a farm on the, we're not putting some kind of farming aside, this is like this whole area is just for fun. You know, it's just for games, activities. But if you're gonna do something of that nature, then then if it's like an area that's like you're not going to a farm or anything, it's just something really fun to look at. Then you can like mess up your paths and put like sightline stuff and things of that nature. Which I would say that's another thing I guess I could give a tip on. Is play don't be afraid to play around with sightlines, because sightlines are a major thing in this game. It's like it's what makes things a lot more interesting. Because you could have something where it's like I could look straight on at that tree, but if I were to cut off that tree behind, like, let's say this grass. Now, of course, the tree's there because I told you, but like, let's say I had, this grass block wasn't here. This was instead like that grass wasn't there. Instead of it was a block. Well, basically makes it interesting where it's like, oh, there's something really cool back there. So it kind of forces you to explore. So that's just kind of how my thinking is with that. Little piece of advice with that. If someone's looking to make big builds and stuff like that. But, yeah. Just gonna tear out the... Oh, and also I forgot to mention, this episode's a little bit different. I probably should have done Garden of Treeden, but I didn't do that today. I'm simply not gonna have time to do that today with, I mean, I could have just done that before this, but, I don't know, there wasn't really someone I wanted to shout out in today's episode, so, if someone's looking to get shout out in this episode, sorry, my apologies. But, I think next episode, maybe I'll do, like, two names to make up for it, but, yeah, I really need to get this episode out, and, yeah. Can we get it? What if we do this? So I can see where this is all at. And collect it all up so it doesn't despawn. Another piece of advice I can give you. And this episode will actually be able to get done at the right amount of time today. But another piece of advice I could probably give you is, now I'm not saying you have to do this, but I would say it's a very good idea. Now, I would say have some kind of storage room and make sure that, like, now I know it's easy to, like, take this and put a block over it and get rid of it, but I would say at least tear it out, normally, because there might be seeds there. And the reason I say this, because now obviously if you have farms, if you have like redstone farms stuff, you might not be so prone to doing this. But if you're early game, or if you're someone like me who's not really, I'm not trying to do too many farms, or I will do farms, but slowly getting there. I would say try to keep every block and item that you have, because that stuff you don't know what can come in handy until it comes in handy. So. So like you never know if like I have a bunch of seeds here, even though I have a wheat farm, those can come in handy at some point, because what if I have chickens or something? So that's just something to kind of think about. Let me there was something here I meant to move. Let's see. Yeah, like, it's just better to have some kind of storage room so you can have a place to put all your stuff. But, also, a personal rule of mine that I want to set for this world is I don't want to waste materials, as much as possible. Like, obviously, tools, right now, tools are unavoidable until I get mending or something. But I don't want to waste materials. So all this stuff here, even though it is kind of being held up, eventually I want to find some kind of use for all this stuff. So, it might not seem like it, I am trying to get this distributed throughout the world. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that, but I guess that's like another piece of advice for the day. But yeah, hopefully you guys like these pieces of advice that I can give. That's just what I would do. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to claim to be. That's just how I tend to play the game. I like to try not to waste materials. or try to redistribute materials into something else. But yeah, and I think that's actually all we're gonna words. I think it's all we're gonna have time for today, guys. I didn't really do much today in this episode. I did get Art Turtle's book in the library finally, and I hope to see more of your books in this. Please add more stories to my comment section. It really does help out the channel, and also I want to be able to read some stories on some odd days and such. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't sleep there. That's because Ender Buddy. But yeah, like I said, guys, that would be my advice. Is yeah, guys, I think. But thank you, Thank you, Art Turtle, for submitting your book. I did spell your name wrong. I deeply apologize, but yeah, I did misspell your book. Just misspell your name. I do apologize for that, but the story is in there, and it is the whole story. It did take me about 5 pages. So, ooh. Art Turtle, I want your advice. I know you watched my videos to the end. What do you think? Which slot do you want your book in? I was kind of thinking blue, but I also think purple would be pretty cool. I don't know. You seem kind of like a purple kind of person. I don't know. I never met you in real life. I don't want to judge. But anyways, guys, that will have to do it for today's episode. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you found it inspiring to go build your own stuff. And if you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe. By the way, we just passed 250 subscribers. Well, actually, we're at 250 subscribers, and I think it's like one past that. I don't know. YouTube's algorithm is kind of weird, but which is really cool because that's a quarter to our current goal of 1,000. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and go tell your family and friends to come over here and subscribe as well. And yeah, because it does mean a lot to me. It does help out the channel. And yeah. But until my next video, guys, this is EH1. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until my next video, guys, you have been ejected.